Hello everyone. Today I will guide you on how to clone a partition to a new drive without using third-party software. You can see that I now have two partitions on one hard drive, C for Windows and D for data. Now I will open Disk Management and explain what I plan to do. You can see that I have two drives, one 70 GB drive and one 80 GB drive. And my task is to turn this large, unallocated space into a structure identical to disk 0, including the bootloader partition, the Windows partition, the recovery partition, and my data partition. Now I will go into the data drive to create a text file. Name it code. I will place this code in the description and comment section of the video. You can see in the code capture that there is partition E, which is the partition we will create right now on the drive you need to clone to. Right-click and select New Simple Volume. Assign it the drive letter E. Name it whatever you like. You can see that partition E has appeared. Now, hold the Shift key and click Restart to enter the Windows recovery environment. Select Troubleshoot. Advanced Options. Command Prompt. Type Notepad. Select File. Open. Please always remember to set files of type to all files. You can see that the drive letters assigned to the partitions remain the same as they were in Windows, so I don't need to modify the pre-written code. I will copy the first line of code. Remember to replace the drive letter here with the correct one for your second partition. So, this process has been successful. I will open Notepad again and check if there are any files in partition E. You can see that the file has been successfully created here. Now, restart the computer and boot into Windows. After entering Windows, I will check the file again. The file is already here. You should look at the file size to decide how to partition your first drive. My drive D has enough free space to hold the file, so I will move it here. Please ensure that your second drive no longer contains any data. Go to Disk Management and delete the partition on the second drive. Now open the code file. Copy the second line of code. Please note that you should replace disk 0 with the disk where you want to deploy the partition backup file. Open Command Prompt as administrator. Paste the command line and run it. The command has run successfully. I will open Disk Management to check the partitions. You can see that our set goal has been successfully achieved. Each partition on disk 0 has been cloned to disk 1 very quickly. I have a 10 GB discrepancy here because my disk 1 is 80 GB, while disk 0 is only 70 GB. Type disk part. I will check the disks on my machine using list disk. You can see that disk 1 is my 80 GB drive. I will select disk 1. List partition to see the partitions on disk 1. You can see that partition 1 has a system format and is quite small. This is the bootloader partition of disk 1. I will select partition 1. I will format it with the FAT32 file system. I will assign the drive letter S to it. I will list the partitions again to check. You can see that drive S is now formatted as FAT32, and drive E contains the Windows partition you just cloned. Now, you will proceed to create the bootloader on that partition so it can start up correctly. I have successfully created the boot files. Now, open the search bar and find regedit. Click once on H key local machine. Select File. Load Hive. Open partition E containing Windows from disk 1. Go to Windows. System 32. Config. Navigate to the System, File, and click Open. Give it any name you want. Expand HKY local machine and select the one you just created. Select Mounted Devices. Right-click and delete. Click again on the tab you just created. Select File. Unload Hive. That's it. Now you can boot into Windows on the second drive normally. I will select my second hard drive. I have successfully booted into Windows on the second hard drive. I will open Disk Management to check the hard drive as well. You can see that the partition with the letter C is now the Windows partition on drive 1, which proves I am using Windows on drive 1. All other partitions still retain their data and remain stable. The data inside this newly cloned partition is still usable. I will open a few files for you to see. It is still working normally. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel to receive many other interesting videos about Windows. Have a great day.